Okay, today is meat bird day. We made it to just about 8 weeks. It is not exactly as we planned it. Today was supposed to be like 90 degrees and sunny, and last night we had some crazy storms. So while we had our birds on fresh grass, they were going to be nice and clean. It was insane storms, tornado warnings, all of that. And so it's actually raining today. So we weren't planning for that. We don't have a tent. It is hot, but it's drizzling. And so we're gonna see how today goes. But all of our birds are ready. My husband moved the coop closer, and I'll show you a little bit of our setup before we get started. Last night, my husband started to set up so our day could go smoother. If you see behind me, some people will get a kill cone, whatever you want. We just had a plastic bucket, and you learn as you go. So last time that was much lower, so my husband was bending down and having to do the chicken, so your back is breaking because it's hours of work. So you put it up higher this time. It probably doesn't look like it in the video right now, but it is higher than it looks. So we start back there and try to do as humanely as possible, super quick for the chickens, and then they would move over to where my son is, the squalder. That's just a turkey pot that I basically got.
And so warm. It's so nice.
Yeah, and so you would get a propane tank, and we have it warming up to about 140, 145 is kind of what we keep it at. We would take the chicken, then come and dip it in the scalder for less than 30 seconds. You just want it to loosen up the feathers, and then we put them in here. We have a yard bird, a defeatherer. We would throw them in there, and honestly, it's just a few seconds. The feathers start to come off, and then we would take it over to our station to basically butcher. And honestly, my husband does so much of it. He is like 10 men in one. It's crazy. And so he'll be moving pretty quickly, and then we would take the birds after they are butchered, degutted, and then we put them into bins with ice to rest and cool. And at the end of the day, we will bag them up and throw them in the freezer. Everybody has a different opinion. Some people like to leave them overnight. Some people like to leave them 2 days in ice or in a fridge. Ain't nobody got time for that in this house. So we just do it quickly, get it done, and that's it. So follow along for the process.
Can I flick it?
Nope. It'll heat up. So right now, we're at 100. We got a little bit to go. So they would go from the scalder to the plucker. And so last night we had them all the way back over there where their water was, and it was just a beautiful night. And then of course every time I feel bad because I love the chickens and I'm the type that looks them in the eyes and they look back at me. And so anyway, I am very grateful for their lives. You learn afterwards. It's not an easy process. Sacrifice is not an easy thing. And all the people in the days of old used to always have to, this was their way to eat. And so it was not easy, but you truly appreciated where your food comes from. And so yesterday I was just praying and thanking God for their lives, for feeding our family, taking care of our family, and that He would help us through it today. So this is the not fun part. My husband just got the first chicken. He's going to place it in upside down. We put the bucket underneath because obviously there's going to be a whole collection at the end. I don't want it going right here attracting animals. And then a lot of times I'll use the blood and we can put it in a compost pile back in your garden, things like that. Super nutritious. And so when the bird is upside down, it keeps them in a calmer state, and he'll go just by their neck, below their ear. A super quick. So it's like that. And sometimes the body will jerk because that's what happens, the nerves. Good spot. Deep, quick cut. And you hear the blood, how quickly it starts bleeding out. You want to make sure that once there is a slit in the neck that the blood is pouring out. If it's not, then you haven't cut deep enough. But if it is, if it does start pouring out, then you got a good spot. And that's it. And then they'll go quickly, and see the nerves will kind of move in the body, even if they're no longer living.
Just watch yourself.
So the temperature is at 140. So all you do is dip the bird under 30 seconds, just to loosen those feathers up. And Gemma's gonna participate with us the whole time.
She really let me.
Okay, then we move to the plucker.
Get the hose ready for me, Bob, to wash my hand.
He's heavy?
It's like 12 pounds.
He feels a little heavier.
I want to weigh him to really know. That's how many pounds?
1. All right, chicken butchering real quick. Put it in the plucker. I find that if you pull it before the all the feathers come off, it's better to have a few feathers to pluck than to start ripping the skin. So I pulled it. I had a few feathers to pluck, which wasn't bad, the tail feathers. But this is an oil sac here. I'm just going to cut this whole sort of like tail section off. You could cut this a little bit where you just cut the oil sac, but I don't care. I'm just trying to get that whole section taken care of. Then
Pull the head off.
pull the head off. Flip it. Really, you could do the feet first. Find the joint.
See where it bends? That's where you cut.
Pull it away from the breast and some of that skin. This is really just like a by feel kind of thing. There's people that are pros at this. I'm not one of them, but it's just a matter of getting in there and getting a feel for it after doing a bunch. So I've got the crop, which is thankfully empty because we haven't fed them in the last 24 hours, which helps. So I've got the crop loose and the windpipe kind of together. Okay. Now, once I know that that's loose and free, I'm going to try to pull it through as much as I can to the other end. So I pinch some of the skin down here under the breast, make a little slit. Now, just scooping guts. Kind of just start to free everything away. Find the ribs and start scraping out the lungs. I like to try to see if I can get everything out in kind of one big scoop. Free it all.
He's much better than I am.
And then that's that windpipe.
Can you show it?
And the
Oh yeah,
crop.
perfect.
All coming out in one fell swoop, which is nice. Heart. Piece of the lung.
But this is the part you want to be careful because of the gallbladder. You do not want that to burst open.
I would rather lose some liver and get it without messing with the gall. So I end up cutting a little bit of the liver off just to get to the heart. All right, all the guts can go. And now that it's fairly clean, the hose is your friend. It cleans up all the junk. I do this all the time. I clean off the liver and the heart for the dog. Get in.
Oh! He's a 9-pounder. This is our smaller rooster.
Okay, and then we have a bucket system. We buy a bunch of ice, put it in, let the chickens rest in the ice. We'll end up filling all of these up. Okay, y'all. We got a late start because of all the storms and everything last night, and we wanted to have a cup of coffee and enjoy that together this morning. So we're about halfway done. And so we still have some left here, as you can see, and my son has been helping, carrying them over, helping my husband. All of these will go in the cooler, rest, and then we'll put them in our freezer bags, put them in the hot water real quick to seal them, and then we have food for our family.
Just finish them with me.
No. What you doing there, sir? Someone got loose.
All right, Bob, get that hose ready.
Eating some dandelion. Your last rites meal. Hi, bud. Last one of the night. That's.
Rocky. Just one.
You did amazing. Any final words?
Not
No more
again.
meat birds.